All right, y'all, here we are once again back with yet another Who Did It Better type-esque video. This time it's going to be a little bit different, though. It's not necessarily going to be a Who Did It Better. It's going to be a which version is better. Now, obviously, one of these figures is newer than the other by quite a few years, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a better figure. Now, all of that is entirely up to your interpretation. This video is not to make anyone say, oh, this version is better, oh, that is better. It's to kind of make you have an educated guess on which one of these you want to pick up if you haven't gotten your hands on either of these, or it could just be for some fun because some people really like comparison videos. Now, all that to say this, you guys know I hate doing comparison videos, so y'all better run up the likes on this, man. Y'all better run up the likes. If this video does not get a ton of likes, this will be my last comparison video because I have definitely procrastinated doing this one. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the packages. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I began to realize that the package doesn't really mean much, but some people really do care about how the figures look on display if they don't plan on pulling them out of the package. So that's why I show these. Anyway, we do have the first Naruto packaging right here, which I actually really enjoyed, man. I love the colors of this. You got the red and the black. You've got kind of like a fiery theme. You've got Itachi right here posted to the side, looking really good, man. I love the look of the Sharingan right there. It says Naruto Shippuden Tamashii Nations at the bottom. Pretty sure that says Itachi Uchiha, warning, choking hazards, yada, yada, yada. Nothing at the top, nothing at the bottom, nothing really on the side. On the back, you got some poses you get the figure into, as well as a bunch of stuff at the bottom I can't read because I imported. And then we pretty much got the same thing going on with this one. I just reviewed it, so I'm not going to take that much time. Itachi, nothing at the top, nothing much at the bottom. Naruto 99 on the back. You've got the Naruto 99 photo. You've got Itachi again one more time, and then some stuff I can't read because I imported it. So now all of that out of the way, let's get to the figures. Now, I know by just me making this video alone, someone is going to feel that urge to comment that the new one is better just because it's the new one, and the Naruto line is seemingly much better now than it used to be in just about all aspects. And the only reason I say the word seemingly is because everyone has preferences. Now, all that to say this. Some people might prefer the style of the older figures. Some people might prefer the look of the older figures in comparison to the new ones. It's not anyone's job to tell anyone how to feel about what they spend their money on. And so that's another reason I felt like this video is worth making. Also, because of the fact that when there's two figures of the same character that are at least close in terms of how they turn out, I feel like it's worth making a video on. Now, if one of these figures completely blew the other one out of the water, then I wouldn't even be wasting my time doing this. Now, before I dive into everything and take a closer look at these, I do want to let you guys know I'm still sick, so if I sound a little off, I'm sorry about it. Like, I can barely even breathe while I'm recording this. And so, yeah, if you guys catch on to that, I'm sorry. But yeah, you guys wanted this video. And so here we are. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at both of these figures so we can see the details. Taking an up-close look at both of these figures, it's clear to see how different they are, especially when it comes to the head sculpts. Now, I did see a comment that said the newer version actually looks a bit more sickly than the older version. I'm not sure if that's something that was done on purpose, and I highly doubt that it is, but I can understand why he made that comment. And so it definitely makes sense. You can see he definitely looks a lot less lively. He is a bit less saturated as well in terms of the skin tone. This one looks a whole lot more pale, but it could just be because of the color palette they tried to go with on this figure. Maybe they wanted to make it look a little different. Now, the old one, as you can see, he does have his anime outfit on, which is why that the costume is blue, which I don't know. The longer I've had the one where he's wearing black, the less I began to have a preference. I'm literally okay with both of these. They're both fine in my opinion. I do like the blue better, but the black doesn't bother me as much as it did initially when I reviewed the Naruto 99 Itachi. So I'm really cool with that. The only issue I really have is the Sharingan, because I don't know, man. I like for the red eyes to pop, and you can barely see them on this newer version here. Like they're not bad. You can tell it's the Sharingan when you look into them, but I just like the more saturated red. It looks so much better, man. It makes the eyes pop. And so that's one thing I do prefer. I don't care about the longer lines being painted under the eyes. That doesn't really bother me. The mouths don't really bother me. Even the hair, as you can tell, the new one definitely has a ton more sculpt work to it. That doesn't really bother me at all. I don't have a preference on either of those. When it comes to the bodies, they're so similar that it really doesn't matter. The sculpt work on both of these is very clean. It's very well done. I think Tamashii Nations did a great job on both of them, literally. Now, I do like the sleeves a little bit better on the newer one, just because this one kind of blows out a bit. You can tell it looks a little bit more windswept. I like it to sit more flush, but either way, it's still not a bad thing. And then all the way down to the legs. I do like what they did with the legs on the older one. They do look a little bit more slimmer as you get around the ankles, but obviously you're going to get way more articulation where there is more sculpt work and detail, which the new one has. And so when it comes to how they look, again, I don't really have a preference. And also, one thing I do want to say, I'm not going to bother going over these figures with the cloak on. Yes, the new one does come with a cloak. The old one does come with a cloak, but obviously most people are going to prefer the soft goods. You can put a soft goods cloak on either one of these, and so I'm just going to review him without it, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really change anything. If you buy the old one, you can just buy a cloak to put on him, and I'm pretty sure there's plenty of them being sold on eBay. Now, when it comes to the height on both of these figures, to the top of the first release's head, he is just about 6 inches. He's a little bit shy of it, but the newer figure is right at 6 inches. So you can see he is a tad bit taller, not that much. So if you're someone who really cares about the height on these, it doesn't really matter because of the fact they are so similar in scaling. Now, this is where we get into the real differences, and it is going to be the articulation. I'm going to start with the older one just because it is the older one and it has to go first for that reason. Now, when it comes to looking up, he only looks up about that much, which is pretty much none, because the hair is going to touch the back of the neck, so that's all you're going to get. It doesn't really look like he's looking up. Now, in terms of looking down, he looks down very well. I don't think that's bad at all, and I really like how the bangs look when he looks down. That looks really cool. It's giving that sad and sorrow theme from Naruto. Really good tilt and turn. The head moves around just fine. I believe it's on a, yeah, it's on a hinge. I don't like this system of articulation, so I'm so glad they got rid of that. Now let's see if I can put it back on there. Probably not, and that's one of the reasons I don't like it, because you can't just pop it back on, and I'm going to leave it off. I want you guys to see that. When it comes to the arms, they go up and out about that much, so that is really good. The butterfly joints are somewhat, nah, we're just gonna say they're not effective, because that's about as much as you get. You can see they do pop out, but you can't really bring the arms in at all. Even if you try to rotate it, the arms will just pop off, which they're meant to do with this figure because of the particular cloak that he comes with. So that is going to happen. He does have a built-in bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that work fine. That is really good. Hands are on the traditional ball peg, and you're not going to get much limitation with those. In fact, you're not going to get any. Now, when it comes to the diaphragm joints, he moves around well enough. Not the best, but not the worst. He leans back all the way. You will get some gapping. He doesn't really lean forward too much, but when you try to do it, you'll get some more gapping. He does rock side to side. He does turn at the waist, but the waist does not help with the abdomen articulation at all, so that sucks. Another thing I don't really like is how hard the plastic for this piece right here is. This is going to be the worst part of this figure, because if you try to pose him kicking forward, it's going to pop off because of the friction of that plastic just trying to move, and then it's hard to put the dang leg on again. That's actually never happened before. There we go. That's about as far as you can kick out. And as you can see, this soft plastic piece has barely moved at all. Like it hasn't. So kicking forward poses not going to be the best. Kicking out a little bit better, not all the way, but that will work. Kicking back, he kicks back about that much, which still isn't very much at all. He does have double jointed knees, but it's almost no point in using them because this soft plastic piece right here just doesn't move. Really just doesn't move at all. He does have a built-in thigh swivel, so that's cool. No articulation anywhere around here until you get to the actual ankle, which goes down about that much, up about that much. Really good ankle rocker, and then he does have a toe hinge. So articulation on this guy is very, very, very lackluster. The upper body is not too bad, but once you get to those legs, especially around here, that's where things get bad. Now, when it comes to the newer Itachi, he still doesn't look up very much at all, but he looks down a whole lot better than the older one. He does get really good tilt and turn. Everything moves around just fine. The head is on a double ball peg. This is the perfect way to do head articulation for any figure, and it just pops back on. You have no issues doing that whatsoever, so that was a perfect decision. Arms still go up and out very, very far, so that's really good when it comes to bringing them in across the chest. Whole lot better. As you guys can see, those butterfly joints are so much more effective, so that's good. Does have a swivel right here at the shoulder. He also has a swivel right here at the bicep. Let's see if this one does. No, he does not have a swivel at the bicep. So yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't miss that. So double jointed elbows, so that's good. Hands are on the traditional ball peg, still no limitations whatsoever. You don't have to worry about that. Diaphragm joint, definitely a little bit more mobile, so that's good. Still not that much better, but it is better. Now, when it comes to the waist, he does turn at the waist very well, and that waist articulation does allow him much more mobility than the original release. As you guys can see, this one definitely crunches forward better, crunches back a whole lot better, and yeah, it's really going to help with getting him in those dynamic poses. Now, this right here, very, very, very soft plastic, and it doesn't hinder anything. He does kick up just fine. Now, of course, it is going to warp. I do feel like they should have just made this two separate pieces like the original release. That would have made this perfect, and this piece would just work back into place. But as you can see, it still doesn't hinder kicking outward either. It still works fine. Thigh swivel is there. Double jointed knees working very, very well. He does have a swivel right here. He does have a ball peg that connects into the foot right there, helping with more mobility at the foot, even though it's not necessary, but it is still there. Then you have another piece that pegs into the foot right here, which helps with that ankle articulation. Very good. And then he does have a toe hinge. So obviously this newer one is going to pose a whole lot better, as it should, because it is literally the newer version. So it had to be an improvement. But yeah, articulation much better on the newer one. That is something that is not up for debate. You can't argue it. So when it comes to accessories, I decided it would be easier to show them side by side, just because that'll give you guys a gauge of which one comes with more accessories, and also what you deem to be more important when it comes to owning an Itachi figure. Now, first off, at the top, that's obviously the older one. As you can see, it does come with the plastic cloak, which we're not really going to discuss. It does come with 4 different facial expressions, all pivotal to the character of Itachi, including the yelling, screaming face, the smiling face, and then we do also have him utilizing the Mangekyo Sharingan with one eye closed. He does come with the pointing finger. He does come with 2 jutsu hands. I don't have them displayed. I only have one. I couldn't find the other one. Funny enough, I found it after I took the picture and already got this edit done. But he does come with 2 of those. He comes with 2 kind of reaching hands, relaxed hands, and then the poking Sasuke forehead, as well as the ponytail, which I think is a decent amount of accessories. The biggest issue this figure has is the plastic cloak. It would have been much better to get one where it's a soft goods, but now that is where we are with the new one. Now, I don't have that shown because everyone already knows it comes with one, and so there's no reason to really go over that. But as you can see, he does come with 5 different facial expressions. One kind of teeth gritted facial expression, one looking to the side, one Mangekyo Sharingan facial expression, and then 2 others, which they're cool. They just don't give off as much expression as the original release. Now, he clearly comes with quite a few more hands. As you can see, he comes with relaxed hands, fireball using hands, kind of reaching, grabbing hands, jutsu hands. We do have the ponytail, and then we do have two versions of the sword, one where it is unsheathed and then one where it's halfway in the sheath as he's pulling it out, just like in the Naruto 99 actual image. Now, both of these figures come with a decent amount of accessories, in my opinion. It's up to you which you like more. I do think that the ones that come with the original release are a little bit better just because of the fact you get more pivotal Itachi expressions. But who's to say we're not going to get another Itachi down the line? I'm sure they're going to reuse this mold, give us some different expressions, different accessories. And so, yeah, again, entirely up to you which you like more. Now, moving on to size comparisons, I'm only going to show them standing next to the figures from the newer Naruto line just because I doubt anyone's going to go back and try to get their hands on the older one. As you can see here, they both are standing next to the SH Figuarts Kid Naruto and Kid Sasuke. Here they are standing next to the Shippuden versions of Naruto and Sasuke. And as you can see, Naruto is just way too tall. I really wish they would give us another one of him scaled down. Sasuke, I feel like, is about where he should be, maybe a tad bit smaller, but the same could be said about the kid versions of them. And then lastly, here they are standing next to the SH Figuarts Kakashi and the SH Figuarts Sakura. And just like that, there you have it. Two different figures of the same character that are basically two different styles of Tamashii Nation's work. And honestly, both of these are fine with me. Like, literally both of these are perfect in my collection. When it comes to doing photography, sometimes I'll use the new one, sometimes I'll use the old one, man. I really just personally enjoy both of these figures. I feel like there's something worth enjoying about both of them, which is why I would say if you could, you should track down both of them. Now, some people might think that the older version is difficult to get, but it's actually not. Funny enough, this one is actually just as easy to acquire as the new one because of the fact that the new one released. A lot of people are deciding to sell their older one because they've got the newer one and they just like that one better. It fits their collection more, or it just gives them everything they need from an Itachi figure, despite the fact that they are two different figures. And the reason I say that is because, granted, they both come with a cloak. They both come with the neutral Itachi expression. They both come with somewhat decent articulation. The new one obviously being way better. But the main thing that sets these two apart from me is the accessories. I do feel like the older one comes with the more, I don't want to say better accessories, but I do feel like it comes with accessories that we know more from Itachi, because it does come with the Mangekyo Sharingan expression. It does come with the yelling, screaming expression. And then it does come with the smiling faceplate, which was right before he passed away. Those are all very pivotal Itachi moments, especially in Shippuden. This one, the new one, kind of comes with more neutral expressions, which is more so what we got in, I guess you could say, pre-Shippuden, where Itachi, when he did show up, he wasn't very expressive at all. He just kind of came in, did his thing, and then bounced. But either way, again, both of these are worth picking up if you can get both. If not, and you just want one, which do you prefer? I feel like most of you guys already know, or even knew before you watched this video. But if you did make it to the end of it, I want to know how you feel about the other figure now that you have seen the comparison. Please feel free to let me know. Comment whatever you want in the comment section, but also make sure to drop that like, because that is what's going to motivate me to keep dropping these videos. Because, man, when I tell y'all I hate doing comparison videos, I literally do not like these. They're the most detail-oriented videos that I have to do, and that's what makes it difficult. I try to answer all of you guys' questions, and then there's constantly times where I feel like there's information being left out. Hopefully, I answered all of your questions, but if I did forget something, make sure to comment in the comment section below, and either I'll respond to you, or I'm sure someone else who has both figures will do it. But anyway, hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If so, don't forget to give it a like. That would greatly appreciate that. Excuse me, still sick. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.